Good.
Now, you've been involved with the station before I got here.
Oh, yes. Yeah. No, my very first FM station interview was actually when I was 15 years old with 96.3. I'm wearing the wristband.
Holy cow! That's hilarious.
Bringing it full circle right back around.
That's great. Now, so you've been here before. So you are a native Arizonan?
Oh, yes. Born and raised.
Phoenician?
Yes, a Phoenician or whatever else we're called, Arizonians, or I don't know what the official term is. But yes, born and raised here my whole life.
Let me ask you something, because I was in Texas for a couple of years. I know you've been through Texas too, right? Like, I wanted to say, when I got there, I wanted to be Texan. I was ready. I wanted to be Texan. And I had Steve Trevino, the comedian from Corpus Christi, say, "You'll never be Texan." Can we do that to other people that move here from other states?
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's totally fair.
Or at least give them some kind of
Not to bash on like our snowbirds or anything like that.
Right.
But there's just something about being born and raised here that it's just different than when you move here and kind of like assimilate in. We got our own little culture, believe it or not.
I even saw this on AZ Family the other day. They said, "Do you pronounce it Prescott or Prescott?"
Oh, okay. So I actually know this from locals up there because I've done many a show up there.
I'm gonna see if you get this right.
They say Prescott. They do not say Prescott.
Yep, they say Prescott.
Yeah. If you say Prescott, they know you're not from there.
I will be honest. I did troll people on the the AZ Family Facebook. I said, "Listen, you're not born and raised here. You don't count." I'm kidding. I didn't do that. So speaking of, you're gonna be here Saturday night, State 48 Funkhouse.
Yes.
And I got a chance to meet you a couple weeks back. Hollywood Yates was there, and he let you go on stage. So I got a little sample of what we're going to experience Saturday night, and I'm very excited.
Yes, no, we're super excited. This year's been a really fun one because I've been working on a bunch of new studio projects, and so with that being said, my shows have been more acoustic based, so we'll be taking the acoustic show, but of course we've added some little extra flavors on top of that since, it's our local show. We're hanging out with you guys. We decided to make it a little special, but this will be so much fun because it's a more intimate setting. We're going to be playing these new songs that literally nobody else has heard before. They're still being worked on in the studio and stuff, and I'm just so excited to be able to come out and share those tunes with you and just have a really fun time. I mean, that's the goal ultimately at every single one of our shows, is to just have the best time that we possibly can with everybody.
You can find out more at ashleywineland.com, also on Facebook at Ashley Wineland Music. And what's the Instagram handle?
Ashley Wineland Music.
That's right. I should know. I follow you, and I didn't even know.
You're all good. Get those plugs in.
Right? Exactly.
Right.
And speaking of plugs, if you see that right there, there you go. This is the last CD, Simple Life, that you put out. We're going to play one of the tracks off here. We're going to play the title track later, right?
Yes, we're going to be playing Simple Life for everybody.
Okay, we'll get into that in a little bit here. 96.3 Road Country. Ashley Wineland is joining us, and she'll be joining us Saturday night, State 48 Funkhouse, inside Westgate. We got more with Ashley coming up. 96.3 Road Country. I hope you don't mind the smell.
What smell are you even talking about?
She's adapted quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Ashley Wineland, she has joined us here in studio. She is going to be taking the stage at State 48 Saturday night, State 48 Funkhouse inside Westgate. We've had a slew of artists like you, Rob West, Joshua. Let me ask you, you met Hollywood Yates. What did you think of him?
He was so much fun.
He was
so
cool.
Much fun. I was very thankful he let me up on stage to do a song. That was a lot of fun. I
turned around and I saw you on stage. I'm like, whoa. I said, that just shows you that kind of, that shows you, I think, and I've talked to everyone else. Sherry Rowe, who's been through here, I've talked to everyone about it. You and I talked about it briefly at State 48 a couple weeks ago, was the notion of Arizona country. I want to make this a thing. Arizona country.
Oh, yeah.
And I see the camaraderie between a lot of you guys that come in here, you talk about each other and that kind of thing. I'm like, I think that's great.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're a very kind of niche community, so I mean, we all just have to team up together and support one another. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, that's kind of what music's about, is just bringing everybody together. And the more you support one another, I think the better off everybody is in the end of the day.
How long because you're young. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, stay away from boys. They're all idiots. I'm just helping mom, dad out. See, there, he's giving me the thumbs up over there. So you've been doing music how long now?
So I've been doing music now we're going on 7 years. I started when I was about 14 years old doing this professionally.
How did you know? How did you sit down with your folks and you guys go, we're going all in with this?
Well, I mean, it kind of was like a snowball effect. So I started my music education in grade school. So like 4th grade, I was the trumpet player. And so that kind of started me off there. And then as the years went on, I really found a love for singing and performing of that nature. And so I kind of started testing that out with like school talent shows and whatnot. And then from there, I was like, hey, Mom and Dad, I really love to sing. I'd love to get lessons and learn what it's like to be in a studio and stuff. And I was blessed to have really wonderful and supportive parents who were like, oh, okay, sure, give it 110%. Or don't do it at all, but sure, we'll try this. And just kind of from there, I met so many incredible people, and just the experiences that I've had over the years, it just really solidified my love for music, especially country music, and it just kind of took off from there. That's really the best way I can describe it.
When did you start recording professionally?
So I recorded my very first project when I was 14, and I released it my sophomore year of high school. Wow. And yeah, I know, crazy.
You're like Michelle Branch. I mean, geez.
But my teachers hated me because I had to pull really late nights because I was going to school full time. I was an AP and honor student, so I did my recording from like 6 to 11 o'clock at night, and then I would sleep in the back of the pickup truck on the way home, and then wake up at 6 a.m. the next day and just kind of like go through it all over again. So sometimes I was late coming into school because it was just like zombie mode trying to get out of bed and go. But it really made me appreciate the process and really learn how to balance everything. And, time management became a really vital skill growing up.
When you have to live in a van, that pretty much solidifies music career.
Pretty much. I mean, it really set the tone for doing the national tours and stuff that I've been able to do since graduating high school. It was like, you already know how to sleep in a moving vehicle and, restricted time and just running this like crazy schedule, which is essentially what touring is. Some people like to think it's a vacation, but it's really not. It's a lot of work, but it's great work and I love it a lot.
And you've been all over. You've been collaborating. You've been writing. You mentioned you've been to Nashville, back and forth from Nashville, for the past few weeks now. Past few.
Yeah, months? I'm actually getting ready to go back out there again come October. So we have some dates lined up for another acoustic tour run. So for those of you guys who might have relatives or friends anywhere in Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Tennessee, we'll be making our way out that way. So check out the calendar on my website for
Which
that.
you can find at ashleywineland.com. And you can also find her Ashley Wineland Music on Facebook. And so you've been doing all this touring and stuff. You've done bigger crowds. You've done the smaller acoustic stuff. Which do you prefer as an artist?
Ooh, I really don't think you can make quite a differentiation between the two because each show's different. And I really attribute it to how engaged is the audience? Because you could have an audience of 10,000 people, but if people aren't, there for the show and there for the music, it's like, well, I might as well just be singing to 2 people who really love what I'm doing.
Right.
So I think it just comes down to the people in the audience, which is why I'm really excited for our show on Saturday because I know all my fans have already just been like, yes, finally, you're playing a show in Arizona again, because we've been on the road so much. So they're all excited to come out, and of course, I'll have my family out there too. So it'll be really fun, a mixture of just familiar faces, of course, new faces as well, to just put on this really intimate and fun acoustic show for them. It'll be a really cool experience.
Wait, let me see if I got this straight. You're from here. You're from Phoenix. You've never played Phoenix?
Well, no, I have. Okay. I just don't play it often because I'm out on the road and stuff a lot. So unfortunately for my Arizona fans, they're always like, you're from here, when are you going to play here? Because we're always out on the road. So this was a great opportunity to be like, hey, I get to finally bring our show to you guys because it's been a couple of years since I've really played the Arizona, Phoenix area. Yeah,
and especially State 48. And before we move on, because we're going to play Simple Life here in a little bit, you had the food at State 48. What'd you have when you were there?
So we had some of the hamburgers and even I think we got some side salads and stuff. Everything was really solid.
You didn't do the. Didn't I recommend the peanut butter and jelly bacon cheeseburger? You kind of went no.
It just sounds like it's not up my alley, but you know what? I told you if I was feeling adventurous on Saturday that I would try it.
The shrimp and grits.
Yeah, that's something. It looked extremely good. I didn't get the chance to taste it, but I watched other people eat it.
That
and I was like, oh,
is amazing.
Dang.
The chorizo is amazing with the cheese in it. Oh, it's just so good. So there you go.
It's going to kill me to have to pick what to eat on Saturday, honestly.
And well, I can't wait to see what you're going to pick there. And we can't wait to see you play Saturday night, guys. Ashley Wineland's going to be there. You can find out more at Ashley Wineland music on Facebook, ashleywineland.com. to see where she's going to be playing next. And download the album. You can download Simple Life, the album here, right?
Yes, you can.
You can download this. And we're going to play Simple Life here in a little bit. We'll get a little back history on the song. And people are going to hear it, they're going to love it, and then they're going to go, I'm going to the website and I'm downloading that.
That's right. That's right. Please do.
96.3 Real Country. Some of the calls, when the robocallers call the studio, I played her a couple of those, and the look on her face towards me now is completely different than when she walked in.
Oh my goodness. I can't. You shouldn't have played that for me right beforehand. Now I'm going to be laughing so hard nobody knows what I'm going to say during this whole next section of the interview.
Well, let's talk about Simple Life. I got the album in my hand. We're going to play the title track here. How long did it take you to put this album together?
So that particular album took the span of 2 years to put together, because I had started touring when I first started that album, so it took about 2 years between touring and everything else to bring that all together.
I hear that a lot from people like Sherry and Rob West and even Josh Roy. They're all like, it takes us a while to put these things together because you're out touring and it costs money to get that production, that studio time.
That's right.
And yeah, it can rack up and it takes a while. So.
Right. Well, especially us, we run a really heavy tour schedule, so it's just kind of like, okay, we got to sync up with the producers and the musicians for our in-between time between tour runs and stuff, and then of course all the factors that you mentioned. There's a lot that goes into music production that a lot of people don't realize until they kind of experience the whole process for themselves.
And the title track we're going to play here, Simple Life, how long did it take to write that one?
So that one actually only took me about, I would say 30 to 45 minutes to write. I was in New York when I wrote it, and it was actually my last day there. I was walking through Central Park one afternoon just by my lonesome, just enjoying the last, few views of the city, and I had this moment when I looked past those beautiful trees they have up there and saw all the skyscrapers behind them, and I just went, that's just not right, to have these gorgeous trees and then gray skyscraper right behind it. And it got me thinking about home and, just wanting to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city and just go back to kind of more simpler times and not having to worry so much about, just running the grind. And that really sparked all of a sudden all these words to just come pouring out. And I was like, oh my goodness, I need to sit down, I need to write. So I sat down on one of those giant rocks there in the park and curled myself up in a ball all by myself and started typing away on my iPhone as all these words just kept coming out of me. And I'm not gonna lie, people walked past me and were like, what is she doing? She's just sitting there on this big rock by herself in a ball.
She must be an out-of-state weirdo, not a New York weirdo.
Pretty much, yeah. And they were just oh, whatever. But the fact of the matter is that I came away with Simple Life, and I brought it home, and I took it straight into the studio, and I was like, we're doing this song, we're putting it on the album, and I loved it so much that I made it the title song.
All right, awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear this live. I like hearing
it'll be so
the
cool.
translations from studio to live. And you guys got a chance to see it live Saturday night, State 48 Funkhouse inside Westgate. Ashley Wineland, you can find her online, ashleywineland.com, on Facebook at Ashley Wineland Music, and Instagram it's at Ashley Wineland Music. Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Consistent all the way across.
I try to do that with mine. I can't ever do it. Somebody else out there has 96.3 Real Country. I don't know who to put. Anyway, here's Simple Life, 96.3 Real Country. Ashley, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.